Good morning. I'm Craig Miller, the Curator of Design Arts at the IMA, and welcome back to the second day of Shaping the New Century Symposium. I want to ask all of you to take your seats, and most importantly, please turn off your cell phones. We have a hard act to follow after the two sessions yesterday, but we have four special people as our speakers this morning. Our topic in this third session is how do we go about judging what is the best in contemporary design? What are the major conceptual or stylistic movements? Who are the most important leaders? What are their most significant designs? And who are the rising stars in a vast field spanning a very large continent? Historically, this has primarily been a function of museums and curators. But the European design scene is more complex than the one in the States. Governments play a much more active role in Europe promoting their artists and manufacturers. There's also a much greater awareness of the central role that design plays in European culture. So there's a vast network of critics and media that chronicle the latest developments for a design-conscious public. Our four speakers are uniquely qualified to help us examine this situation. The National Museum in Stockholm and Die Neue Sammlung in Munich are two of the European museums most actively involved in contemporary design. They regularly produce important exhibitions and publications, and they built some of the most important design collections in Europe. Celia Robach has been the curator of contemporary design at the National Museum since 1998. She did her PhD on Swedish design of the 1960s and has written extensively on 20th and 21st century design. In 2005, she curated an important exhibition on Swedish conceptual design. Modernism has, of course, been a primary movement in Sweden and Scandinavia since the decades between the world wars, and it has in many respects continued unabated right up to the present as a major force in Swedish design. Josef Strasser has been a curator for modern design at Die Neue Sammlung since 1991. He studied art history at universities in Munich and Salzburg and received his PhD in 1990. If you've not been to Munich, the collection at Die Neue Sammlung is simply mind-boggling, and they have one of the most important holdings of postmodernist design in all of Europe. We have two equally articulate responders to these distinguished curators. Julie Capelli's CV is so extensive that one suspects that there must be two or three of him, or else he simply works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. He received his degree in architecture from the Barcelona Higher School of Architecture in 1991, but he has worked in almost every aspect of the design arts field, from graphic design, industrial design, interior design, architecture, to town planning. Mr. Capella has also worked as a journalist, where he has written extensively for various Spanish and European magazines and newspapers. He has also written numerous books on Spanish design and organized major international exhibitions on contemporary design. He was the president of FAD, the Spanish Design Association, from 2001 to 2005. Cédric Morrissey, who's based in Paris, is equally multifaceted. He did his undergraduate studies at the University of Poitiers and graduate studies at the University of Edinburgh and the University of Maine. He has worked as a design critic for major French newspapers and magazines. He has also produced numerous books on contemporary design, the subjects ranging from the Campagna brothers to Louis Vuitton. Mr. Morrissey also works as a design consultant to a host of international design companies. So we have with us today four of the best minds in Europe to discuss how we go about judging contemporary design from a variety of perspectives. We will begin with Celia Robach, followed by Josef Strasser, Julie Capella, and Cédric Morrissey. Thank you again for coming this morning. Celia.